Welcome to my channel, Hoosier Outdoor 1969. In today's video, I'm going over my now broken bike stand here, which I will cover where it broke here shortly. I've had this stand for about a year and a half. I was trying to find it on Amazon because I bought it on Amazon, so I was trying to went through my history to try and find the name of it, but apparently I've bought it before 2022, so I must have bought it in late 2021. The name that's on the stand itself is, I'm assuming it's pronounced Sagler, S-A-G-L-E-R. The closest stand I was able to find on Amazon, it's CXWXC, and then bike repair stand. It looks pretty much identical to this. When I bought this one, I paid something like $80 for it. The one the CXWXC is like $50 now. So overall, the stand itself, it's got some weak points, which I found out. It's for basic bike maintenance, like adjusting derailleur, stuff like that. Changing out brake pads or something like that. If you keep it down low, kind of like how I got it now, it's really not much of an issue. I'll cover how I broke it here shortly. It's definitely not a high quality stand. Obviously Park Tool is kind of the one everybody strives to be. It's nowhere near that. But I do believe for basic bike maintenance, changing, swapping out a chain if you broke it, changing out handlebars, some, minor stuff, adjusting your derailleur. I think the stand would be great for it. The head here, this piece here, rotates. You can rotate it 360 degrees. And you got a little throw lever on the back here, and then here, where the two mating pieces are, it's like has teeth that mesh together. This is adjustable. You got a little wing nut down here. Before I broke it, what I thought about doing was actually just flip-flopping this. That way, because I would usually squeeze it together and adjust till I got it close, and then I'd use that to lock it down. I was trying to come up with a little better way than this. This rod right here came with it, which is adjustable. That way you can, depending on what you're doing, you can lock your handlebars in place, your steering. These little red caps here just slide right off, so that's one flaw, but it's not, at least that way they're replaceable, but it takes no effort to get them to come off. So I think that should be a little bit tighter. That one was a little harder to pull off, but still, they slide off pretty easy. Because I have knocked them loose before I put my bike on there. Comes with a little tool tray that has a little flip this around. That has a little magnet in it. While I'm going over this, let me actually take the camera off here. That might be a little easier. Oh yeah, this video is also kind of like a 2-in-1 video. Because the camera I'm using is one I just got earlier, probably a couple months ago. It's the Vivitar DVR-E401, and then it can record in 4K. A video that I did about this, I had a couple of questions on about image quality and video stabilization. So it's kind of covering the stand and covering those two things also. But as I was saying, for this to rotate 360 degrees, now I lost it. Back out here. What's wrong way? Right here, I said it shows that little teeth you can see. And then when you rotate the handle back here, it opens and closes, and then it interlocks in those to keep it from rotating. And this here is your lock lever to open and close, and then down underneath here is where you would do your main adjustment. Like I said, this tray here came with it, but was not attached, so you have to attach that. It's actually underneath this piece right here. There's a magnet. It's not super strong, but it's strong enough to hold like an Allen wrench or something like that. The holes that go around it and the little slots here, I have never used those. I usually would just set whatever it was I needed here, and then the extra holes here, I would use that. Like I said, I used this more when I was bleeding brakes and swapping out the brakes on my on my two bikes. It can adjust up and down. So you pull this lever here. Whoops. You can pull it up. Hang on a second again. Let me slide that back out of the way. And it can adjust a decent amount. That looks to be, I'm guessing, about a 3-foot rise, 4-foot rise. And then once you get it to where you need, you just clamp that back down. And then it folds up. Same thing by this here. You unlock that, and then you can fold it up like so. Okay, now that I'm down here, now to show you what broke at. Okay, what happened, I was going to swap forks on my bike, so I had my, what bike did I have on there? I think it was my stump jumper on here, and on my screw up, instead of having where the front wheel was higher than the rear wheel, I had it the other way around, so the weight was heavy on one side. So when I popped my front wheel off, this went like that. Well, with the weight of the bike on there, what happened is this rod right here pulled out of this plastic. Now it looks thick, but it's not. It's hollow because there's a lock nut that's on this side. And then there's an Allen screw that comes through where my thumb is at. And I don't know how well it's going to show up. Let me try to remember how I turn the light on. Okay. I don't think you can really see it, but right about where my thumb is, it has separated a little bit right there. And then, excuse me. Then on the other side, right down. Oh, my wrist doesn't bend that far. And then right here, that shiny piece there, that's the lock nut I was talking about. It's hollow up in here. And like I said, it looks thick, but it's not. So it ripped out up here on the back side. Oh. So I'm currently trying to decide on how I'm going to fix it, or if I'm just going to get another one. I haven't really decided yet. I mean, I like the stand. It has served me well, even though I broke it. And I think if they wanted to, on this one here, they probably could have made that sliding bracket maybe out of metal instead of just plastic. I know plastic's cheaper to make. You know, injection molding and all that stuff. You can do it a dime a dozen. But anyways, going back to this here, one of the biggest complaints that I have about it, and I think I seem to recall other people that has done reviews on it, got the camera up here again, is when it comes, it's slightly assembled, be a good way to describe it. You have to put this piece in, this piece goes on, this piece went on. I think this was all one piece. This just clamps on. There's a slit and a notch, or there's a notch in this, and then a piece that protrudes up out of this that kind of locks. Same thing on this here. I don't think you'll be able to see it, but there's like a groove here, and then inside the collar here is a little piece that sticks out to lock those into place. One issue that I've had constantly, and other people have had the issue too, is just this right here, this pivot point. These screws come loose all the time. So that's what, if you buy one like this, that's one thing you have to be aware of, is that these will come loose, so you'll have to keep retightening them. They're nylocks, that's the word I was looking for. Basically, it's a nut with a nylon washer in it to help kind of hold it in place. They work, but they don't work. See the feet on here, where I'm tapping with my foot, those move really easy. So like when you put it away and you set it back up, you want to take a quick look, make sure the feet are flat. Like I said, it's just rotates like so. So that could be a detractor to some. Oh yeah, like I said, this rod right here, it's so you can lock your handlebars in place, like if you're doing something with steering or brakes or something like that. Little thumb screw, and that slides in and out. This thing, it serves its purpose, but it's not that great because right here, if it gets too much pressure, it pops right out, because in this case, this one here wasn't put together very well. As far as these here, I mean, yeah, they're soft plastic, but I usually took a sock or one of my old socks, and I just kind of wrapped it around the frame and used the sock as a little extra barrier. Like I said, if I can't figure out how to fix this, I'll probably buy another one similar to this. One thing I did notice, though, is if you take a look at that, the up right here, this piece, it's straight up and down. That made it unstable. So as long as you keep your bike low, it's not a problem. But if you start getting your bike up higher, then it doesn't take much for it to start to wobble and fall over. So if I do get another one, which I probably will, some I've seen, instead of being up and down like that, are actually tipped forward to help with balance. And then others I've seen actually have 4 legs instead of just 2. So I might get a 4-leg one. That should be more stable, in theory. We'll find out. Let's see. This, like I said, the tool stand right here, that, you know, I guess it'd be a matter of choice. It doesn't really matter to me if it came with it or not. Yeah, it's a nice little feature, but if, you know, it's kind of geared towards somebody that does bike maintenance for a living, so I could see it for that. But for the casual user, all you're really going to use is just this here. So they could have got away with not putting this on there, which would have saved just a few pennies. But hey, a few pennies add up over thousands of units. Something else I think would be better is orient these locks. So instead of being out like that, which actually it's probably my own stupidity that did that, to have them where they go like this instead of like that. And the bottom one's going to be a little different. They'll probably come up with something a little different on the bottom, but you know, overall, once it's locked in place, I haven't had it, you know, slide or anything like that. The only thing I've ever had is, stand on here, is even though this is clamped on, you can still give a little bit of rotation, which no big deal. And then same thing, you can actually twist this a little bit in circles. I mean, not a whole lot, because like I said, there's a groove in here that kind of locks it into place, so I can do it without breaking it more. Yeah, there. So, like I said, it's definitely not perfect. It's not the most solid, but as I stated in the beginning, you know, for some of that, you know, just does minor work and, you know, swapping out brake pads and stuff like that, you know, swapping out brake levers, handlebars, you know, I think it'd be fine. What are my notes? Okay, I didn't write a whole lot down about it. Like I said, the next equivalent to this that would look exactly like that. Again, like I said, the name that was on there was CXWXC, then bike repair stand. I guess if you type that into Amazon, it should show up. I'm a little bit of an Amazon junkie. I've spent quite a bit of money there, more than I probably should. Let's see here. I know the mic system I'm using came from Amazon. Anyways, that's off subject. I just figured I'd do a quick video on this. If I can figure out a way to fix that, I might post a follow-up video or a short or something. I know, you know, showing what I did to fix it. I'm gonna give a friend a call, see if he has a plastic welder, because I think that might work too. Just do a little plastic welding on it. But I think that if that collar was more metal than plastic, I don't think it would have broke there. It probably would have withstood a little more. So I know when my bike tipped over, there's a metal pivot bracket on the very bottom where the legs pivot up and down. It did bend that a little bit, so I actually had to bend, at least from this position, the right leg, left leg, as you're looking at the camera. That leg there. I had to bend that out a little bit. That bracket right there got bent. All right. Now, switching subjects here. As far as the camera, like I said, it's Vivitar DVR-E401. There's no external video stabilization like there is on GoPros and on cell phones nowadays. In the view screen here, I can see a little bit of a flicker because I got fluorescent lights out, not fluorescent, but LED lights out here in the garage, which a lot of times what I do, at least when it comes to bike stuff, I do my videos. I'm currently tapping the stand. I don't know if you can hear the tapping or not. The camera itself is kind of moving, but it looks like the video itself is pretty stable. I'm actually physically shaking it now on one of the legs. It doesn't look like the video itself is bouncing. It looks, but I had the whole system that was moving. I'm tipping it forward, hopefully without dropping it. And now I'm tipping it back and kind of letting it flop forward. So I won't know what this looks like till I start doing the editing and stuff like that. Because I had two people that asked me, I didn't write who they were down, but when I post this video, I'll give them a shout out, because I told them I'd post a link to this video in the video that I did for this camera. So that'd be the second part. I say two for one video. Main purpose of this was actually the stand. Now going back to the stand, overall, it's an okay stand. It's, like I said, it's not heavy duty. The biggest issue that I've seen is, like I said, the screws on the legs there where they pivot at, right there and there, would always come loose. So I'd have to put the nut back on and tighten it back down. It's been a while since that's happened. And then that bracket right there where the two uprights connect, when my bike, when it tipped over, this side is the side that broke. So I think they could fix that by making that just a little bit thicker. I mean, right now it's maybe at the most an 1/8 inch, probably closer to 1/16 of an inch thick. I think they could make that a little better by taking that out to maybe, at least if it's an 1/8 inch, take it up to a 1/4 inch. But I think it's less than an 1/8 inch. So anywhere between 1/8 and a 1/4 inch, I think that would stiffen that up considerably and make that better. And then have the stand tip forward itself on the upright here. Have that tipping, in this case, tipping towards the camera at, I don't know, maybe 20 degrees. So I think every park stand that I've seen, it tips forward, and it seems like every decent quality stand, it actually tips forward towards the front of the legs here. I'm guessing that helps make it more stable. That way the weight's a little more forward instead of straight up and down where it could wobble more. Let's see. Anything else I can think of offhand? That's all I can think of offhand of it. Like I said, I mean, I am happy with it. I'm disappointed because it broke where it's at, but I think that was more operator error than anything. Like I said, I should have had it the other way around, where my front wheel's higher than my back wheel. Maybe it's as high up as I had it. Let's see. Anyways, just a short video to cover that. I know my videos, seems like I just kind of ramble. There's really no rhyme or reason. But I do appreciate it. If you like, share, and subscribe. I'll try and answer any questions that you got about it the best I can. But anyways, thanks for checking out my video, and until next one, have a good one.